Good evening. We are live. I'm London Jen. It is Thursday night. As you can see by the thumbnail, by the title, I am live tonight with Tony Bro. Tony Bro, Black Compass Media, one of the most respected media channels in the game. One of the most respected judges. He's, been out there judging UM4 recently. Very big look, and does something that most of battle rap fail to do. He is subjectively, I think, the best judge in battle rap, and nothing is subjective. Objectively, excuse me, it's late. Objectively, the best judge in battle rap. Tony Bro, fucked up your intro.
Yeah, nah, it's all good.
Good evening. I hate intros. I'm shitting them.
I actually do too. I do too. I definitely do. I know how that feels sometimes, you know what I mean? But I appreciate it humbly. Shout out to all the people that are watching, all the people that are out there too. Black Compass Media, Tone Bro checking in. I'm sorry you caught me like in a glimpse at the phone, retweeting the link, something I get on other people for. So sorry about that, Jen. But it's an honor to be here. Thank you for asking me and things of that nature. You know what I mean? So thank you.
No worries, and thank you for tweeting and sharing. That is allowed. It's acceptable. I'll allow it.
Right.
But if you start sending memes halfway through, we might have to have a discussion. Might have to have a discussion.
You look up and I send it, and I send a meme like during the joint, like, no, here's a meme, guys. It's cool. Like, no worries. But no, it's good to be here, and it's good to be able to talk battle rap and things of that nature. I'm wearing a Led Zeppelin shirt. That's the best band that come from, your country and stuff. So, I just wanted to show them love. And the other thing is this, like the nice intro is cool, but like I'm gonna be like, this might get adversarial as we talk about this. I'm gonna be honest. This is what happens sometimes.
Gloves are off.
Okay. So I'm just saying. But anyway, it's an honor to be here. But what do you think? Some madness this Saturday.
Based on what you just said, I'm thinking maybe it's a good thing. Maybe I can say at the end of it, I'm glad I fucked up your intro. Like, you deserve that. What do I think? Okay, I'm really excited. What I think about this more than any card, I think so far, is I wish I was there. I wish I could come over. I think that all the time, but this one more than anyone is really burning me. And I don't know if it's because we're very close to borders opening, right, and like I could have maybe, but I think it's probably the big stage factor as well. It's a big crowd event, huge card. The anticipation for it has kind of built when it came out. We had the Civil War announcement sort of at the same time, and people were more excited about the Civil War announcement. I think we had 7, 8, 9 battles on there, and we only had 3 or 4 announcements from Summer Madness. So the temperature was not hot for it. People were underwhelmed completely by the card, and now I think the full card is dropped. You've got 2 of the newer era guys on it as well, to sort of kind of balance some of the nostalgia matches, the Mook and the Reed. Cow and Geechee isn't really nostalgia, but the grudge match of John and Surf, something that's been years in the making. And then you've got the two newer guys to balance it out.
MVP and then Real Name Brandon as well.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I think it's just a consequential card. It's just so much going on in terms of like just the talent level of talent. And you said it exactly. Big crowd back. You know what I mean? Like
the biggest crowd ever, they're saying. Biggest crowd ever.
I'm nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
They're saying 2,500 to 3,000 people.
That's a lot of people for battle rap.
Huge.
That's a lot of people. And we get back into the old scenarios. What's gonna work on stage? What's not gonna work? I don't know, Jen. I tend to think actually that on stage is gonna be, I think, a lot of fans who are inside who had a certain mentality about battle rap. I think when the stage happens and that first haymaker goes, like, I feel like the energy is gonna be very, very nostalgic. It's gonna go very, very much back to what people were back when the rooms are open. I don't see it being like a new sea change because now we have like more, now we have more inside battles, and now we have more of those like lyrical matchups. I think people are going to want to see haymakers. They're going to hear that type of stuff. And if they don't get it, it'll be interesting to see how they respond. That's what I think.
Do you think, and this is something I'm really interested in, with obviously the effect, or one of the effects of the pandemic has been the focus on lyricism, the taking away from some of the bigger moments and really focusing on what, there's no room for flaws, no room for error. People are really focusing on what you're saying and how you're saying it.
Right.
But I do think, there's something about, and I'm a big fan of the studio setting battles, not even like volume, small room. I'm a big fan of the studio setting, the pin drop type, small crowd, in some instances. But I'm also a big fan of room shakers, of that feeling of, just the energy in a room, of a battler feeding off a crowd and a crowd feeding off a battler. Performance, performance, the actual sort of battling. It's a lot more combative when you're up there on a stage with a stage presence. You've got a baying crowd. It's a lot more battle than that sort of one-on-one studio setting with a few people around.
Right.
So I think what we're going to see is kind of perhaps an amalgamation. I think almost like a honing. I don't think, and I hope to God we never get rid of those room shaking haymakers.
Yeah, sure.
And just even things that are simply for performance, just simply to entertain a crowd. Like, I really hope we don't ever get rid of those. But I think sharpening it, trying to do those things, but with more substance, or with more lyricism, or just with more depth, with something that the people that, really love that focus in that small detail, I guess, the intricacy of the small room, sort of meshing the two in like an evolution type way.
Yeah. It's like I totally agree. I feel like it's one of those things where to be good on the big stage, to be really good, right, to be elite, you have to be able to appeal to the casual fan and to the hardcore fan that's in tune to every battle or on top of the storylines or whatever. You got to be able to appeal to both of those fans at the same time, in real time, in front of 3,000 people. So you got the guy who's been around the scene for a decade and a half next to the guy who's only been out, it's his first event ever, and both of those people going crazy. I feel like you've done your job, and a lot of battlers, they have a hard time or at least had a difficult time doing that. I think people miss outside so much, and there's going to be so much energy for what people have to say that, especially those initial battles, I think people are they're gonna just be so like that championship matchup. Wow. Everyone's talking about the championship matchup like a throwaway, but listen, they get to open the show. They get to open the show.
Yeah,
they get the new crowd. Like, your outfit's still clean. There's no drinks spilled on you yet.
You're
Nobody stepped on your
attentive.
shoe. You haven't waited 20 minutes to go get beer yet. You just got in.
That's it.
You just got in.
Yeah.
At that point, and I done waited in line. The line's probably long. I'm trying to find my friend. It took a while to get parking some bread now. I finally get in front. I get past the security. The girl at the desk give me the stink eye for some reason. And I get you know what I mean? I get my things, my people now. I get there. I get my spot. And I sit right there. And boom, the first battle I see is MVP versus real name Brandon. Now, at that point, after all that stuff, they can say the hokey pokey and we're going to cheer at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like that, it doesn't matter what you say. The bar is so low. So I feel like the energy for the first couple of battles is going to be crazy. I think it's going to be good throughout, but I feel like the battle, the actual having to win the crowd, that's going to happen in each one of the battles. There always comes a point in the battle where people just stop cheering, kind of, and now they just listening.
Yeah.
You better be saying something worth the cheer.
Yeah.
You better be saying something worth the cheer. Yeah, the first bar is cool. He landed it. It rhymed. He said it well, maybe. But
Yeah.
what are you about to put together? What are you about to put? Like, it can't just be, maybe one or two lines here and there. It can't be monotonous.
That's a great point. Yeah, and leave a dry patch for too long with that big crowd,
Right.
3,000 people just wanting something to, hang on, or like you're taking us somewhere and you don't get there, or you get there with a letdown punch. You got this long setup and we've listened, we're patient, and
Right.
that is what you had. You can only do so much of that before the crowd is likely to turn on you.
Yeah, I think the crowd effect in the battle is going to be there. People can say they don't judge off of the crowd. Well, the battlers are clearly affected by the crowd, either whether they're cheering or not cheering. So that has to be taken into consideration. Houston historically has been a very fair crowd. I do remember them booing Tay-Rock and booing Goods at certain points in their battles, in their rounds, and in the same round, giving them haymaker type of reaction. So Houston is very much Men in Black device. Like from bar to bar, like they got amnesia, so they're gonna let you keep rocking. All right, well that one sucked. Quick little boo, maybe some chatter, and then we're gonna get back to it. You know what I mean? So I think it's gonna be fair, but I feel like guys are gonna have to earn it. I feel like they're gonna have to earn it.
I feel like so. I had a MVP was on the URL recap show on Monday night show. And Henny brought me on to ask him a few questions, and he was so confident. Like he was so sure of, and I think he hadn't even finished his third yet.
Right.
I think he had only written 2.5 rounds or something. And I was a bit like, and he was sort of, I'd asked him about the crowd. Henny had asked him about the crowd, and I brought it back about the crowd. And I think he even won me over with that, because he was saying, yeah, I've done 400-500. So it's not as though I haven't been in a crowd. And also nobody's done this crowd. Nobody's had a side. So it's somewhat new to all of us, but
sure.
I'm confident, I'm ready. I've been waiting for this sort of thing. And he really, his belief in himself didn't come across at all complacent. The crowd thing was the only thing, the enormity of a stage, and the enormity of maybe 2,500 people just not fucking with you, silence or a boo, or that it just kind of that was the only real concern I had. But he seemed so
I mean,
confident.
The thing about this championship matchup that's important is like it's two guys who a lot of people counted out. You know what I mean? A lot of people maybe weren't paying attention. It took them a while to catch on. I don't typically go into the brackets of what people have because I'm judging, but based on what people had in the past, because I talk about the past, not the future, but there wasn't too many people who had Brandon and MVP, progressing over to the second and third rounds, right? Based on what I seen. And I'm like, to me, it's two guys that just come from a good cloth, right? You got Brandon out in the West, Pasadena, I believe. He's good on the Riot, EFB, you know what I mean? Kind of has that backing, real dope West Coast style. You know what I'm saying? Then you got MVP St. Louis street status, the one thing too is like when everybody talks about the small leagues, people talk about We Go Hard and Spit That Heat, and you know what I mean, Black Ice Cartel and the people that really put on. But you got street status. Like street status is up there in my opinion. Like that's that second wave, like post Lions Den of people that was really going ham. You know what I mean? Like street status is up there. So for him to represent that, put the St. Louis thing on his back, home of Verb and Hitman, two of the best rappers to ever do it. Yeah, this is dope. This is a worthy matchup, in my opinion, of two guys that, and even after the tournament, there may still be some questions, but I think the one thing that they both proven is that they can rise to whatever challenge in front of them. Like
Definitely, definitely.
So I'm looking forward to it. But I'm gonna say this though: my prediction on the winner is the person that gets the most votes. That's the person that's gonna win. So,
that's hot take there.
Hot
take.
Hot
take. Controversial. That's going to be a headline on LTBR tomorrow. Yeah, definitely. Mook and Reed. Is that too late? Is it?
No,
Is it time for a
what?
past? Are you here for it?
When you say that that's too late, I feel like it's subconsciously calling us old, right? Because I get it. It's been 15 years since we wanted this battle. I get it. But here's why it's not. Because Mook is still a box office draw. Reed is still a box office draw. They both still at the top of their game. And hey, if you haven't noticed, the mainstream of hip hop, the mainstream of rap is filled with mostly guys in their mid 30s. This is what it is. The best rappers are in their mid to early 30s.
That's
That
a
is a
great
fact.
point.
Where
That
are
is a
Mook and
great
Reed
point.
right now? They literally may be the best that they've ever been right now. And we may see that at Summer Madness. That's my prediction right there. So put this shit in perspective. We've been seeing them dudes rap against people since they was 15 and 16 years old. Of course they feel like they 40 and 50. They're not. They're not that old. Like they're not. So
and 40 is not that old either.
that too. Like what? So you think people's mental acuity goes down? You think their attention to detail goes down? We had an interview with Murder Mook. Like he is the most meticulous interview ever. Every single word, synonym, non sequitur that I said, he picked up on and was like, "Hey, what do you mean by that?" Or he's quick,
Sharp.
You know what I'm saying? So and you don't last in this game as long as he did without being that sharp. So I think we could very well see a great matchup, but too late? Nah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I agree. And I'm someone who doesn't have nostalgia simply because I wasn't here. But I'm here for the nostalgia of this one. You said best that they've ever been. Now, are you saying that Tay Rock performance, that's the best we've ever seen?
I think the Tay Rock performance is the best Murder Mook I've personally ever seen. Absolutely. It's surgical. It's a gem. It's fine wine. It's you save that, you put that up, then you go back and revisit it. And you're like, damn, I can't believe wow. Like I'm catching something different every time. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like his approach to battle rap is all time great. He zones in on every single weaknesses that you may have, what we perceive, what you know what I'm saying, like stylistically and just your aesthetic. And then he can paint a whole picture. And at the end of it, you left with a contrast between him and the person next to him.
Yeah, that's a great point. But I think for me, the only time that I've seen him do that in such a concise way is the Tay Rock battle.
I agree.
Again, Mook is someone I was not a Mook fan at all. Had not at all great things to say other than the respectful, legendary. When I say great things, I had very great things to say about what he'd done, about the contributions, about the impact at the time. But when I look back and watch back the battles, it's like, yeah, that was dope, that was dope, that was dope. But then I've got a 10-minute gap of stuff before I get to some more. And oh shit, that was crazy. But look at what you just said after the crazy shit. Like, how do I? It was very like my opinion of Mook is yes, I understand it, I get it, and I'm here for that, but not now. Thanks very much. Didn't think he stood a chance against Tay Rock, and Tay Rock was someone that I also wasn't a fan of in current times.
Right.
I wasn't a fan of present day, last few years Tay Rock outside of the daylight battle. So going into that, I just thought Tay Rock's got this easy, and I'm not here for 30 minutes of Mook. But that, it was such a well-structured, surgical, like you say, breakdown, takedown, done with no filler, done with no dry spots, done with no excess. The fat was well trimmed.
It was gone. It was the Foreman grill, right?
Yeah.
Like the fat was gone.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm just all right. So besides all of that, right? And these are all great things of what you're saying. But the question is, can you have that TED talk in front of 3,000 people?
That's what I was going to say. That's why I brought it up. You're saying
Mook takes a little bit of time sometimes, but he's subtle. Mook has a subtlety to what he's saying. It may not sound like he's saying much.
You've got to hear it.
When he's saying something, you got to listen. 3,000 people rolling up, probably a little bit drunk, probably just standing for a little while. Are
No,
those people
probably. Yeah.
who are trying to figure out, okay, what are we doing after this? Okay, this is the last battle. I gotta get in position. Are
Mm,
those same people gonna want to like zone in? Is the
mm,
question.
yeah.
That's the question. Maybe they will. Maybe there'll be enough respect and anticipation for the battle for them to let that happen. First rounds from both of them, not worried. When we
Mm,
get to the second round from whoever starts off the battle,
mm.
that's when the battle will begin, in my opinion. Truly,
Well,
that's when the battle will begin.
so my question for or sort of for bringing up that rock battle and the precision and the sort of the conciseness of it
Mhm.
is because I think Mook that was that was I think he tailored that material for no crowd, for being able to
Mm.
just rap. I don't know that
Yeah,
we
right,
get the same Mook, and
right.
Mook on the big stage is not some of his finer performances. So although he right now,
Mhm.
in if you look at last performance, is impeccable,
Right.
you transfer him, is he going to write the same way? And if he does, are people going to be here for it as well? So
It depends. It
there's
depends.
a
It
lot of
depends.
ifs.
It really does. Now, one thing about Mook though is like he's incredibly direct at the same time. And a direct style, usually you don't lose people necessarily, will know where you at. It's just gonna depend on like if that battle is in the night, right? And it follows Kayshawn and Hollow, which I know is gonna be a barn burner. First of all, I feel like Easy and Chess is probably gonna open up the night, or maybe Arsenal and Lou. But
Yeah.
either way, right? If Arsenal and Lou open up the night and then you get Easy and Chess, okay, I
Mm,
can meet that energy, right? We
mm,
probably go up in energy,
mm,
or if anything, or be even in energy. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, then you add on Kayshawn and Hollow. That's gonna be crazy. You add on Geechee Calico, that's gonna be
mm,
crazy. Box office stuff, like they are going to be going crazy. And then
mm,
Mook and Reed, I feel like it's going to be a little. If it's basketball, they might go into the half court offense. A couple of more passes, may
mm,
set a few picks. Like it's not going to be fast break up the court. That's what I think. But I could
mm,
be wrong. I could be totally off base on this. It's not going to be that though. You're gonna have to listen and understand what they're trying to do. It's going to be more about that. But our fans gonna want to do that at the end?
mm.
I don't know.
What do you think about round length? Do you think we're going to get reasonably timed rounds? Do you think there's a possibility
Ah,
of that?
round length. The worst thing, I guess for battlers or whatever, from what I've seen and what I've heard, is being on stage and stuff like that, and it's like it's like the bottom of the second, right?
Mm,
Bottom of the second round, and you always get that one person from the crowd is like, "Damn, it's only the second," like you know what I'm saying, and they
yeah.
say it loud enough for people to hear.
Mm,
I just hope we don't get in that territory with any of the battles. I don't think that I I think that the maybe some of the veterans have more of a tendency to go overtime in big matchups and
mm,
stuff like that. So that's what I would be sort of worried about. But yeah, I just don't want to get into that hour battle situation, like
mm,
hour and a half. It's not in it. Y'all think at home it's like, oh, this battle's dragging. Like in the venue, it's worse.
mm.
But it's worse because then we just start talking. If it's
Yeah. Yeah.
dragging,
Mm,
you know what I'm saying? Uh but I don't know about that for I'm thinking about the names on the list. I don't know if it's going to drag too much at all. If anybody does, there's not too many guys with 100 dry spots in their rounds. So,
and you don't think that's going to be a concern specifically for Mook?
no, it really depends. It depends. I think Mook's first round, no matter what his approach is, he's going to be able to get that off. I do think that there could be there's such anticipation for him, but then I also think there's also the bar for him is a little bit lower because a lot of people have the narrative that he's not great on stage. So
Mm,
maybe people will be pleasantly surprised. He'll surpass the expectations that they have,
yeah.
which may be low in the performance round. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Um, I don't know. It's hard to tell. I'm gonna know that by the second round, not the first. It'll be the second round where we'll see where the crowd is.
mm.
They'll give you that first, but that's second. you know, let's see what we're gonna do. I don't think Reed's gonna rap forever though. Mook, Mook into the battle. I don't know.
Who's your pick for
rap till the
winner?
lights come out. Like,
Who do you have taking this one?
I'm going Mook 2-1. I'm going Murder Mook 2-1. I think if I had to guess, I'd probably say Reed could steal the first. And then once everything sort of settles and people start to get to really listening, I think Mook gets the second. And I'm not betting against Murder Mook in the third round of any battle. So if you cannot reliably take the first two from Mook, I wouldn't even bet for you because you're not getting the third. There's no fucking way Reed gets the third. Like, I would be so shocked if Reed gets the third round of the battle. Like, shocked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think. What do you got? Don't do that. Don't put me on the spot.
I've got Reed.
Like, yeah, walk him right into it. Go ahead.
No, I've got Reed, but I do think this is one that definitely could go either way. The only reason I've got Reed in this is just because I think he's since he came back, he's been on the upswing. You know, I think he's improved his last couple of battles. I really enjoyed them, enjoyed the Nitty one. And I think he's going to be the more entertaining on the stage. That though, you know, just his style, his flow, I think the crowd are going to fuck with that. I think it could go either way. It could go either way. I'm here for the conversation. I don't know how much they've got left to say to each other.
At this point, I mean, no more face-offs. Don't even look at them. No IG lives, nothing. Just let it ride.
Don't even talk to each other in the lobby at this point. Just
right.
Just
no good luck.
Say hi at the coin toss and done.
Seriously, man.
Yeah, I don't know how much more you've kind of got to say, but yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic, but I hope it's not one, especially after 20 years in the making. I hope it's one that is, you know, one that's talked about for a long time to come. As in, you know, not as a letdown, but as and it made sense that it happens now type thing. I'm hoping that.
Right.
What's the battle you're most looking forward to?
Battle I'm most looking forward to is different from my battle of the night. Okay,
that was the next question.
So, battle that I'm most looking forward to is K-Shine Hollow. I'm looking forward to that one the most. I feel like the energy K-Shine has for Hollow is very similar to the A-Verb energy, and we know how that turned out. And Hollow just has a way of pissing people off.
Yeah.
Every single, you ever notice that every single face-off that Hollow is in, the person standing across from it is pissed off. And I think part of that is because they don't know what he's going to come with. They don't know what his approach is going to be because it's different every single time. They don't know what the angles are going to be because they tailor-made for you. And I think K-Shine was doing a little pregame, trying to see where, you know what I mean? Like trying to get an insight into where Hollow may be going. And I feel like Hollow was kind of deflecting that. But at the same time, the passion that K-Shine has for this game is second to none. When it comes to certain battles and certain guys, there's a certain competitive aspect that K-Shine always has in the ring that it makes him formidable. You know, it's hard to describe because, you know, this is a guy who's been doing it for a while. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't really necessarily owe us that type of promo, that type of charisma, that type of energy. That's like a guy who just got here. He has that energy, like he just got here. And that to me is dope, man. So it's gonna be tough. I got K-Shine in that battle, but I would not be shocked if after a few watches on cam, there's a shift toward Hollow. For sure. If I could say anything, I think K-Shine is gonna be like he's gonna have the crowd in the palm of his hands in a different kind of way. So you know, that's gonna be interesting. And can Hollow say enough to combat that? He can. He has the potential to, but we got to see. But I got K-Shine. Who you got?
I've also got K-Shine. But again, I think Hollow can take it, especially on the watch back. I think it's hard to bet against K-Shine on a comeback to the big stage and on the biggest stage ever on Summer Madness against Hollow. Like, you put all those variables and it's like, how does K-Shine lose this? Not because, you know, Hollow can't beat him, but just, and the intensity, like you say, the intensity. Hollow, I liken Hollow to sort of Cassidy in an antagonistic sense, in that face-off, in the in the promo, in the lead up. He has a way of just walking you into the mood very quickly that he wants you in. And I think it's, you know, whereas Cassidy is just like kind of the little brother wind-up merchant, you know, like he gets at you in that sort of way. Hollow is just a more, I don't know, there's something incredibly pinpoint with his ability to antagonize.
Right.
And
and that's a lot of the battle too. That's an underrated skill to have,
yes,
right?
yeah,
You could just make people mad. And but I think Hollow clues in on like the sarcasm. He's condescending, you know.
Yeah,
he plays dumb. These are all things that somebody like K-Shine wouldn't like, right? So but no, that's going to be a great battle. A lot of people are thinking that's battle tonight. Just saying. A lot of people saying that.
It would. I think it would be nice if it could be, but it's not. It's not mine. Yeah, my battle of the night is Chess versus Easy, the block captain.
Right there. That's mine.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
my battle of the night. It's like
Absolutely.
that. This is everything I love in a battle. I love these two guys. I love their type or their style and how they do it. And just personally, they're high-pitched wailers. I talk about this all the time. They talk their shit in that high-pitched
wailers.
Yeah. And I mean that that's a compliment. It's however you hear it, that's the intention. Like, I love a wailer. Give me pain as well.
Right.
High pitch, screw up your face while you're doing it. Give me that, let me feed it. Like, like that is what these two, I think, have in droves. And then, you know, Chess is someone, he's got that performance, he's got the aggression, but his pen, his ability to write, the create, like way beyond his years, and even way beyond. When I hear him, Chess, I see speaking in interviews, in whatever context, is not the same Chess that I see battling. I see so much more sort of maturity and and he can sell some shit, like, and he's hard to beat. He's really hard to beat when he is on his game. I think he's obviously had consistency questions in the past. I don't think those are really an issue right now, especially when he's motivated. Like, he said it himself, you know, certain performances in the last couple of years, the last year or so, he wasn't, or said he wasn't motivated for. This, he is motivated. The face-off between these two, man.
Incredible. That was great. That is intensity. You know, I think that there is a maturity in Chess's approach to battle rap. You definitely hear it in the interviews and stuff, like the attention to detail that he has. But he always had just this rebellious, like, kid in the back of the class, like whatever, you know what I mean? Like, if the class is battle rap, he's just like, whatever, I'm better than everybody here. You know what I mean? And I used to teach kids. You had that one kid who was like smart in the back of the class, didn't really want to do much, but then you give him some work, he's just like, all right, I hear it's already, and it's all right. You're just like, okay, he's just bored. You know what I mean? But nah, Chess always had this rebellious type of attitude, and he feeds off the crowd in a way that, like, the way he does it and the way Twerk, they gain that momentum. You know what I mean? And they just hit that other gear where everything is landing. The basket is wide, everything is landing. And I want to see, I'm interested to see what Easy the Block Captain is going to do with that energy, especially if Chess sets the battle off and he puts the energy up this high and he applies a lot of pressure to Easy. I want to see how Easy is able to meet the pressure. And based on the fact that he's been able to perform well against Danny Myers and T-Top and Rex and Cortez, I feel like this is another challenge, another hurdle he's going to be able to climb.
I completely agree.
If I had to call it though, Jen, Chess going to get the round of the battle. Easy's going to win the battle.
Ooh, okay.
That's how I'm calling it. Yeah.
Oh shit, that's astute. Okay. I could see that. I'm edging it. I'm edging all of these battles, I think, most of them. Edging this one to Chess could go either way as well. But I like that. Maybe that's the better prediction, or the more the more likely one. Now you say that, I could really see that.
Like in whatever round that is where Chess is better than Easy, is gonna be like, oh, this kid is on another planet type of round. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just interesting to like, where would he place that round? He has a tendency to do that in the second.
Right.
Sometimes in the first. Sometimes you get the first two from Chess that are crazy, but for whatever reason, and especially in a big setting, trusting Chess with all 3 rounds, tough to do. Tough. So, not saying he's gonna choke, not saying he's gonna finish short or whatever the case might be, but it's always
consistency.
Yeah. It drops. So.
Okay. What performer of the night?
Oh, performer of the night. It's tricky. It's tricky this time. I'm not even gonna lie. This is incredibly tricky, because I actually feel like you can go a lot of different ways with this. Like, man, I'm probably gonna go K-Shine for performer of the night, but I could see Geechee having an all-time performance against Calico and them having a very, very good battle. So it's really a toss-up. Gun to my head, I'm going K-Shine, but it could be easy. Anyone on this card could be performer of the night, in my opinion. Like, has a legitimate chance to be that guy that everybody leaves the venue talking about.
Yeah.
You know? Like one of the guys in the championships catches an absolute body bag. Absolute skunking, stinking body bag. That's what people are going to talk about.
Yeah, agreed.
For 25 racks, I don't know. Yeah, who you got?
I've got K-Shine as well. Again, I just think this is his playground that night. The card, the opponent, and the 2,500 people in the room. And he's back. He hasn't been in this element for so long. Why do I feel like my thing is freezing? Can you hear me? Am I coming through okay?
I can hear you. I can see you.
Okay. Maybe it's just my computer being slow.
Okay.
But yeah, I think he's waited to be back in front of a crowd, in front of a stage that he can interact with. He's been, I think, for someone who's such a performer as well, not to say he doesn't do any other things, but he's one of the better battle rap performers. To have been so consistent in the small room, to have come out so often when he didn't need to have battled so and done it so well for the majority of his battles. I think he's going to come back here and just going to be super fucking comfortable and do some amazing shit, and probably will be one of the people that we most talk about. Also, I'm thinking Lou Castro as a possible sleeper.
Lou Castro. Yeah. This is good. That is a good way to put that, Jen. Lou Castro is the sleeper pick. A Big Dog. Big Dog is going to go over.
Yeah.
Bigger than a lot of others. It's Texas. You understand this about Texas. Some shit like Big Dog from across the street, that's right up their alley. That's right up their alley. So that is gonna hit very well. I'm just anxious to see what type of Arsenal that we get. Arsenal is certified legend. Win, lose, draw, body bag. It doesn't take that away.
Nope.
But Arsenal does a pretty good job of, the guys that come to him that are a little newer, or we're going to see, because this is really to see if Luke can be incorporated into that mix, into that main event mix. This is a guy who just did Gnome and Summer Madness the same year, and broke onto the scene, I feel like, in a different kind of way, you know what I mean, as of recently, the last year and a half or so. So it's just like,
he's also got a
this is
Battle of
his
the Year
time.
contender.
This is his time. This is his time. He has to go in there and perform. And if he does his job on Saturday, he's gonna be in the rotation. He is. This is that. This is for that spot. There's a lot of guys he will have passed with a great performance on tonight. That's what I think. So
okay, so maybe he would be who potentially biggest stock drop or raise? Who's got the potential to raise their stock or drop it
excellent
the
question.
most?
Excellent question. Who has the most potential? I mean, man, or who's at risk of possibly going up there?
Who could lose, who could have the lowest possible stock drop if they go up there and fall on their ass?
I think that collectively, Mook and Reed has to deliver. I almost want to give that to two people, Mook and Reed. As a battle and individually has to deliver. It won't be enough in the eyes of fans if it's just, yo, we have a battle, somebody won, somebody lost. Cool. It has
Does
to
it
deliver.
affect stock though? Is this stock drop?
I think for both, I think if they go in there and they lay it and it's a brick, it's a complete fucking brick, and both sides are not great, or both sides are getting treated, whatever. I think that affects both of them a lot. I
guess so, because they're both legends. It's headlining Summer Madness, so all the stakes are high. So
the whole world is watching this stuff, and it's been 15 years in the making. I don't know. It's gonna look away. There'll still be legends, but I feel like in terms of like it will take a hit. I feel
that's a great point.
It'll affirm a narrative about Mook that he's definitely aware of.
The big stage factor.
Yeah, exactly. So, but who has the most to gain is a great question. Probably Luke Castro, probably. If Luke Castro goes in there and really kicks Arsenal's ass and Arsenal's on his A game, that could do a lot for him. That could do a whole lot for him. That's a fact.
I think Geechee too, potentially. Not that Geechee isn't already, his stock isn't high, but if he goes in there and runs through Calico, then that, that could really have a long-lasting effect.
I mean, listen, the man already has two very heavy belts. Yes, they're heavy. Two heavy championship belts, and back to back, by the way. And if he goes in there and he beats Calico, I already said. I mean, I think for me, he has to be in your top 10 all time, and you could argue top 5 all time as well as he continues his run. So if he beats Calico, that's another notch on the belt. And given the year that he's having yet again, and whatever else might be on his schedule, you could very well see a guy with 3 belts. 3. Because of the type of years that he's turning in.
That's great. And 3 in 4 years.
3 in 4 years. 3 in 4 years. He'd be one of the best battle rappers to ever do it. Hands down. If you don't already think so.
And the year's not done yet either.
It's not even finished.
And
the other thing too, Jen, is that it's really competitive. It's incredibly competitive. Like, look how competitive the battle rap landscape is from top to bottom, from the men to women to within the tiers of top tier. There's super competition, right? It's all over the cards. We just seen Civil War amongst the quote mid tiers, like super competition there as well. Like, and then you got the Crucible process, and then you just had a Ultimate Madness, tournament with the new guys, and you see the potential there. It's competitive, Jen. All the way.
So competitive,
and like the way stuff is moving, the tides are gonna change even quicker, right? As more of the legends start to sort of, ride off and into the sunset and retire the jersey, So
so 2 questions off the back of that. First one, give me 5 names from that mid-tier who makes it to that top tier state. Who are the ones that you see being most likely to get to that next level and fastest, most efficiently?
to me, I feel like if Easy can close out this battle You have to be considered top tier. If you don't already consider him top tier now, if he can successfully check this last box in front of 1,000+ people, he's fine. Lou Castro can also elevate and do the same. He did a great job with Summer Madness, did a great job with the Double Impact. If he can do what he needs to do with that crowd, I mean, that's another guy who could easily elevate. I feel like Real Sick was ready to kind of give him that status. I felt like the Av battle was good, but maybe it wasn't a slam dunk in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was good though. He was good in it.
Do you think maybe with Sick, because he's had some of the most outstanding performances in a row against some of the bigger names as well, do you feel like the expectation was that, and he's also done so much, like maybe that was,
Yeah, you can be. I think in his case, he has done a lot, and getting a 3-0 on Danny Myers at Nome is just such a big deal, right? It's like, how do you follow that?
And
right?
Danny Myers on the run that he was on an unbeaten, what was it, 9 battles or something? How many rounds they were talking about? Hasn't lost a round in how long? Certified champion of the year, top 2, and he's not 2 type thing in the running.
Yeah, exactly.
To beat that Danny Myers as well.
And that was a big deal. And I think so. Then you have the Danny Myers victory, right? And then you have the Mike P victory, right? Which again is one of those things where you're like, oh no, this is different. You catch Mike P on the comeback. Mike was in a very, very dangerous state, and that Mike P was a good Mike P.
It was a great Mike P.
You know? So, but no, I think Sick is on his way. Sick is on his way to being, in that type of talk. I mean, the skill set alone is enough, but that stage test is a thing. It is definitely a thing, right? So we have to see. And again, I mean, maybe I could be totally off base, Jen. I could be off base totally. And the people are like, listen, Tone, we don't care what you're saying. We've been watching these guys in the house for the last year and a half, dealing with COVIDs and all the things that have happened. Rest in peace to everybody who we lost. Rest in peace to Lily as well. And it's like, yo, like, we want to see, we're ready to hear what they could do on the stage. We hear now, Tone, like, we hear. The ears are different. So it could be a lot of that. It could be. We'll know. Again, second round, we'll know. When the boos start happening, don't get mad from the UK, like hate tweeting us. Like, that's what's gonna happen. No, that's what happened. People they at home, they get mad, they got their beer out, smoking their blunt. They're like, man, this crowd is whack. Don't take it easy on us, yo. And then cover all the bases, man. I'm sorry, I'm rambling, but cover all the bases. Like, I hate getting to an event and like no one can hear in the back. And they do that thing where, like, can y'all hear? No. The people in the back, no. People in the front, sort of. And then
they start, and then the people in the back couldn't hear.
And then they're like, yo, y'all never turn the mics up. And then their response to us is, be quiet. We're like, but we can't hear. Well, be quiet. You're like, that's not helping me. It's a stupid game that keeps happening, and all
the battle rap, like them TikTokers. That's a skit right there. That is a skit right there, dude. Yeah, you need. I don't know why I haven't seen one of those skits yet. That's a hilarious skit because it's so funny and so unnecessary. I would imagine, having never put on any sort of production myself, but.
A very, very simple solution for that. It was just like to have somebody standing in the back of the room with like a bright, like red flag or something like that, or like a bright orange flag you can see. So when they do the mic test, the person puts the shit up if they can hear. But if they can't hear, they have it down. It's like, okay.
That's so basic, right?
Very basic, very easy. I don't think I invented that. Probably saw it at some hippie festival, but it worked really well. Yeah. I'm just saying, it's easy. Someone could do this.
Some of the best solutions are the most simple.
Right.
That's it.
Watch it be me out there, like holding a stick. Like, yeah, I can hear y'all.
And then when people can't hear, they're coming for you.
Yeah. That's a fact. Salute, Phil. Appreciate Phil, my man Quizzle as well.
Yeah, salute everyone in the comments. Sorry, I just didn't want to be distracted, but shout out to everyone in the chat there. So is that three names you gave me? You said Easy, Lou,
Lou
Sick.
Castro. Easy, Sick, Lou Castro to me is well in their way. No, but and I think Fonz is already like, we just need probably one to battle on the stage. I feel like he's on his way to get into that point. I think Loso's already there. I feel like people don't give him that though, but I think that Loso's skill set is top tier.
That's a good point. Yeah, maybe.
I don't think people give him that though. But maybe he hasn't had that big battle to kind of reference. You know what I'm saying? Most of his big battles have actually kind of been in a smaller.
And not on URL perhaps.
Well, yeah, but you know, the last four champion of the year, he's always in the top, 10, top 15. Like, he's always finishing pretty high because he wins battles. I just think maybe he just needs that one battle for people to actually give him that billing. But I do think I do. But yeah, so that's what I think, man. That's my predictions. If anything, I just really it could be a bloodbath though, Jen. It could be a bloodbath up there. That is a very real possibility. And this is rare for a Summer Madness, but there could be some absolute fucking destruction, like total eliminations up there, like in a way that changes our opinion of people. It could be that. No one's been out in a crowd of this magnitude in a year and a half at least.
Ever. But
that too.
From what they're saying, ever. But yeah, a significant crowd. Civil War was the sort of biggest, right? Or maybe the RBE crowd actually.
Oh yeah, the RBE crowd
so far.
That was there. Yeah, that was big. That was a big crowd.
But yeah, people could really die a horrible death. They really could. You may need literal body bags outside the venue.
It sounds like worse coming from with the British accent. It sounds like way
worse.
Right? It could be a bunch of horrible deaths. Yeah, it could be. Yo, I was at Ascension where like everyone got 3-0'd. It was the best event ever for petty reasons.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
I enjoy awkwardness like that. I'm the guy that's like laughing maniacally, like getting killed. I like shit like that. It's what battle rap is. Embarrass him, make him look crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever.
Well, I could imagine if you're out there and it's an event, one after the other, after the first two, you're like, yeah, I'm here for the bodies.
Come on.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for. Bring it on. Bring it on. Let me see blood.
Snake Eyes beat Tone Montana. Cortez beat Prez. It was just Dot beat Mo Moolah. And these are on 30s, man. It was bad. It was bad.
Damn. Okay. The second part of my question, you're talking about the health in the scene at every stage and the competition, the competitive, the quality that we're getting at every stage.
Right.
What's the future looking like? What's the next sort of? There's a lot of things happening at the moment, and elevations, innovation as well. You know, King of the Dot doing the season 1.
I love that, by the way. I like how they're doing that.
Yeah, big facts.
Yeah,
great.
It's differentiated. It's something that like what Smack and them are doing and what KOT is doing is very different. RB's doing is different. There's starting to be a little bit more differentiation between the leagues, right?
Yeah.
And that means that the culture is strong. The more new ideas that we have, the stronger the culture is. There's an episode, and not to toot my own horn, but there's an episode, Black Radio, episode 100 of me saying we should have a 16-man tournament and the winner gets a ticket to Nome. I said that a full year or so, maybe a little bit more before the tournaments happen. And I said that on the radio because I chastised Beasley about it. These things are now possible, right? So I expect more differentiation. I expect more people to sort of, because like URL is a lot of competition at URL. It's where the best guys are, in my opinion, but it's a lot of competitions, but there's a real hunger for battle rap in terms of like having it at other places as well. So you'll see more of that too. And then I think that another region is due to like kind of go in, right? We had we had, remember, we had the Midwest movement, right? We had the guys from the South who spit that heat, the T-Tops and the Briz, coming from the South and stuff. You got the whole North Carolina scene down there now. The DMV guys came through a couple years ago.
Yeah, shout out Henny Man.
Yeah, Henny Man and Rod and Drugs and that whole crew and
all
the
them
Goonies
there,
up to the guys in Richmond and stuff. And so I'm wondering what that next region is about to be, or what that next group, like what that next energy is about to be. You know what I mean?
Okay. Here's my segue. You need to stop right there, because the next energy is, I'm telling you, it's British, it's UK, it's that energy. That's what's next. That's what's next.
Talk about it.
That's what's next. You're talking about regions. You're talking about, innovation, different things, new ideas coming through. This is where it's at right now. The sort of the way the scene is heating up at the moment, I think it's in a really interesting space. Obviously, you've had the heyday of UK battle rap.
Right.
And I think what you have now is what I like to call, I don't even like the term. For me, UK battle rap is almost a slur. Like it's like a dirty word. It's derogatory. Like it's derisive. Like it's not a good.
What do you mean?
So I think it puts people off.
Wait, when you say UK battle rap?
UK battle rap, the term, that acronym, I think it has connotations.
Right.
I think it also has separatist vibe. Like when you say UK battle rap, I think first of all, no matter what UK battle rap is, you kind of separate it from just, you make it something separate just by giving it a distinction.
You don't think it should be? You don't think there should be a separation between?
I do, because I think it's something that is very different, and it's something that it's not the American scene. So the distinction and the, that international pride thing, not to be jingoistic or anything like that, international pride.
Be jingoistic. Hell yeah. Talk about, go ahead.
So I think that is important, but I don't think it's separate. So I say battle rap in the UK and Ireland rather than UK battle rap, because it's what we do. We just do it over here. It's not its own separate thing. And also adding to that, not just the separatist thing, I think UK battle rap puts, right, when you're someone who's fairly knowledgeable with our scene, I think more in tune than a lot of the US media or supporters, whatever.
Blame Shoddy Horror. It's all Shoddy Horror fault.
Shout out to Shoddy. Yeah, like the biggest ambassador, and a great one, like a great ambassador to have, great representation of what we do over here.
Right.
But when I say to UK battle rap, what do you think? Like if someone says to you, UK battle rap, what's that all about?
In my opinion, UK battle rap is still trying to I feel like UK battle rap is diverse, right? In terms of the people, the styles, of the images, the aesthetics of the people. I do think that there's a street element of the UK that we haven't fully explored yet through battle rap. And I'm just like, as a fan of the, Top Boy and all that type of shit, I'm like, I want to see that. Like, where you know what I mean? Like, like we listen to the music, the grime, like that how that influenced the whole Brooklyn drill scene and stuff like that. So just sonically, we relate a lot, right?
Yeah.
But that representation of the UK, we haven't, it's still blossoming, right? Like for people paying attention to Get the Gab or like something like that, like, you know what I mean? Or the Rivers or the Mokes, or, you know what I mean? The people that's talking that shit like that, like it's still getting there. You know what I'm saying? Like when those guys become like the OGs and they really the elder statesmen, then maybe you'll get there, but it's still getting to that point where it's like a distinctive street UK style. I think street dudes got stuff in common, right? Not saying I'm one of them, but people just got stuff in common. But it's like it's different though in the UK. And I feel like sometimes I feel like in terms of UK, the thing y'all get messed up about Americans is that y'all think that y'all want us to see how y'all would talk as us or represent some shit that I want to hear y'all talk y'all shit.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
nah, I know it ain't a lot of guns over there like that, but y'all get to stabbing. Talk about stabbing people,
Yeah,
like by the
yeah.
crumpets and all that, whatever. Or talk about your experience. Like people want to hear that experience. And like my man Phil said, like my brother Phil said, shout out to Phil. If the UK said, all right, y'all, we tired of this shit, bro. We get it, 1776. I get it. We love y'all. Peace up. You know what I'm saying? We fought in a couple wars together, side by side. Love y'all. Shout out to Tony Blair. Okay, cool.
Fuck
Now,
Tony Blair. Sorry, can't
yeah,
say that on
fucking,
the, yeah.
but yeah. But shout, yeah, whatever. Anyways, look, we got 15 of our guys. We go hard. We coming over there with 15 guys. We on vacation. We just trying to see New York, but let's set up some battles. What's up?
Yeah.
Everyone's going to tune in to see the British invasion.
That's it. You already know what it's called. Okay, so you know, if you're someone over here who's kind of plugged in with me behind the scenes, you know I've already talked to you about this British invasion, and it's exactly what it is. You know, the British. I think, yeah, I who is far more in tune. You know, like, to say gift of the gab. Gift of the gab is not like the league I'm talking about right now is no loose chat. It does have the sort of same elements of gift of the gab, and it also has some of the same battlers who were on that league now on this league. But it's it's that sort of feel. It just has now the organization. It has all the professionalism. It has a direction. It has a system. They worked out, you know, they've seen mistakes made in the past and are working on that. But so you say, what do you think the general perception of UK battle rap is to the average American battle rap
fan? More white than black generally. More
overwhelmingly so, or
more in terms of like the people that people are familiar with outside of like a Tony D. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that's the vibe usually, or that, you know, it's hard to relate. Sometimes the accent sometimes a little bit of a thing, but I'm like, nah, they talking that shit. You gotta listen to them.
Yeah.
Content wise, not usually much street shit, a little bit more insulting. I think the Marlo and Shuffle T style, even though I appreciate what they bring to the table, but that style, almost the stage performance aspect of it, not necessarily you trying to prove lyrical prowess or who's the best. Like, really, you know what I mean? You're trying to really, it's more of a satirical, it's like a stage play. It's like Hamilton. Like sometimes, like some of the
Hamilton.
like, I know, you gotta hear this.
No, give it to me. Give it to me. This is
like,
what I need.
It's not taken seriously because it doesn't feel native. Like, we don't see cats coming to the battle like, yo, I'm from East Broomy, like, you know what I'm saying? With they shit on, with they soccer jersey on, like, yo, you know what I mean? Repping like that, like, because that's how we rep. Like, I know y'all from hoods out there. I know y'all from places out there. Y'all, but it's like, it seemed like I said, it's more and more like y'all take the interpretation of battle rap in an American sense and y'all try to like bring that through like a UK lens instead of bringing us to where y'all at. Because we meet y'all where y'all at. You see, we like taking shit over here.
Yeah.
So if y'all coming with something different slang, different styles, different shit from how y'all doing it, then we gonna pick up on it. We gonna respect it more. So it just doesn't feel like, and then it doesn't feel like we really tapped into that street UK shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you talk to a lot of guys that went to the that when URL went out there, that was a completely fucking different crowd of people that went there. Cause they like, yo, I want to hear Tay Rock, I want to hear Twerk, I want to hear that. They talk that shit. Like, we out here, we grinding this shit. We had one guy call in from the UK and he was just so passionate. Like, they talk that shit I want to hear. You know what I'm saying? Like respect the soul in them, but they not talking the way I want to hear the talk. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. And like, so that dirty word, UK battle rap, you see that guy there, you see that Summer Madness 8 audience. That crowd does not fuck with UK battle rap. They don't know UK battle rap, and what they do know, they don't fuck with.
Right. But see, and then my man Phil said they need black people. They have black people. There are black battlers.
They do.
they're either not elevated like that, or people are just catching on, or like I said, I feel like the scene is gaining momentum. They're gaining that, they're starting to get that. But it's like, yo, y'all gotta, if that does happen, y'all gotta check for it. But again, the Canadian guys like the Joey Gambellos and the franchise and people like that, Pat Stay and all that, they got a whole different way that they talk about shit too.
Yeah.
Like Joey Gambello talking about being outside and trapping and doing whatever he was doing sounds very different than T-Top. You know what I'm saying? Like he's doing it from his lens, like franchise, like he's doing it from his lens, like yo, like this is how we grew up, like Toronto's no joke. You know what I'm saying? And he's bringing us into that world. I don't feel like
we have those guys over here. We do. I think we have those guys over here. But there wasn't the space for them or to flourish, or there wasn't even the desire from the UK battle rap audience. Those guys were not, though, that like street rapper was a slur. It was a
why is that?
He's a
How did
street,
that become
because like, let's be real, battle rap in the UK was very white.
Very much so.
It was very, like you say, the focus, the elements that they focused on were different. They weren't the the authentic sort of street hip hop elements. Hip hop is, an art that comes from the street. It's that it's that, it's the tale of the struggle of life in those places where people are talking it, and there's an authentic essence that comes directly. Even like you say, you're not a street guy, like I'm not, look at me, listen to me, like like when I listen,
nice fucking house over there, like we're not people.
But that's what I tap into. That's what I fuck with. Like I said, chess, easy. That's the battle I'm most looking forward to because of the conversation they're gonna have, because of the the talk.
Can I ask you this though? Is it more of the case that early on the battlers in the UK? Because I had a theory about this. Like early on, the battlers in the UK who were elevated, who were brought to the main, kind of US people started here, like the Unans, the O'Shea's, the you know what I mean, like those type of the Shotties and we knew about all those people, right? It's and save for Tony D, because I feel like that was the one guy that people, okay, black guy, you know what I mean? I think Shocks, right? So so it's like, okay, cool. But those guys were elevated, so those start to be the representatives for the scene. Now, California or the West Coast went through the same thing, where the impression of battle rap was, white guys and like, Vans and fucking, like backpacks and shit. Like that was that. Even though we knew over in the East Coast that our representation, our image of the West was Ice Cube, Boys in the Hood, like, you know what I'm saying? Friday, like that was the image of the West that we had all had, but that wasn't being represented. That wasn't being elevated, like as far as battle rap was concerned. So maybe there just needs to be more elevation of those types of battlers, and we can do that.
That's exactly what it is. No, that's exactly what it is. But before, there was a conscious effort from the powers that be to not do that. A conscious effort.
Wow.
We had a whole, well, I told you spoke about it a little bit. There was a whole blackface storm that raised its ugly head here in the UK recently. Some of the sort of offshoot conversation of that was, I saw several comments from black battle rap fans saying, see, this is why I don't fuck with the UK.
Exactly.
Black battlers saying, see, this is why I don't battle anymore. Or see, this is why I left, or you see what we went through. Like there was it opened my eyes, because although like I speak to a lot of these guys who have been in the scene 5-10 years, like black battlers,
right?
I don't necessarily promote what, I don't sit here and talk about the struggles that they went through, but there's some fucked up shit that went on.
We gotta know shit like that though over here, because that's shit that we can identify with that. Because to be honest with you, there was an attempt, I believe, at many points of early battle rap to elevate the goofy shit and kind of keep the streets away from it. But when you got a guy like Smack who is bringing the streets right there to you,
that's it,
right? And saying this is what the culture is, everything else outside of it is just some shit mocking it. Then we have these total opposite shit where if you ain't street for a while, if you wasn't street, you couldn't even get into a battle.
That's it.
But but that type of co-opting, how do you circumvent that? It seems like people in ownership need to be Black people. That's just it.
Exactly that. And I think that right now the stage is set for, I think it's a different arena right now. And I think as well, trying to get that, we need that Black audience as well. Like I said, that audience who said, you see, this is why I don't fuck with battle rap, UK battle rap. When I first came to battle rap randomly and started consuming all US content, URL, RBE, other leagues, whatever, that was my main sort of focus. I'd seen like maybe Shotty Horror, maybe Tony D had kind of gave me an entry point into, oh shit, we do this over here too. Let me go and check out Don't Flop. And then I've seen one too many Willy jokes or something, or, you know, one too many your mum's vagina. Like,
like just stupid, almost comical,
humor,
making fun of it sort of shit. And
and the crowd just sort of erupting at, you know,
like,
and
it's just a comedy show now.
That's it.
Like, what are we doing?
That's it. And even like seeing some things like, wow, that's just plain up racist. Okay.
Right. Yo, over there, I'm like, listen, y'all don't got the legacy of slavery and shit that we got, but it's a whole different can of paint over there. You know what I'm saying?
But you say we don't have it. We do have it in a different way, because we didn't have chattel slavery here in the UK. Here, as Brits in this country, we don't have that. You know, it's our legacy. It seems more distant, but most of us here, or a large, you've got a Caribbean population or an African population.
Huge Caribbean.
If you're from the Caribbean, like I'm not so, you know, not too far apart from slavery. Like I don't have to go back too many generations before, like my name it comes from like the field or the town that the owner, you know, of that area had, like a Scottish man. My surname comes from a Scottish man who owned the people in that area, and I don't have to go back too far to, you know, to know that, okay, shit, great granny was in slavery. She was in slavery. So we do, but it's detached. And it's sanitized. It's very, very sanitized over here.
Word. That's a good word right there.
Yeah. And that's kind of what it is. So, but also it's hierarchies, it's power structure. Like you said, over there, you had very early on, you did have the street element at the forefront of it and popularized. And that, because battle rap is one of the elements of hip hop, and one of the most sort of natural, authentic sort of interpretations of it, if you like. It's one of the sort of core base ways that people start this thing, you know. Your favorite rappers started off, even if it wasn't organized battle rap, you know, street battles, rapping each other. Even over here, you know, you battled my bars against your bars, you know. We got in the studio, my bars against your, whatever, you know. It's that's the foundation. Over here, it wasn't the foundation. And that, because I think there was that audience who were receptive to what was going on here. And I don't know how much sort of racism came into actual decisions about what was being pushed and not.
Or what, who was being elevated to the forefront.
And I don't know how much was not only just perhaps racism, but also strategic like that. It's a different source. Like it's a different, if I'm controlling this, if I'm in a position of power in this, if my huge following comes from this, giving light to something else, which is completely different, which I don't have naturally and authentically from my scene, puts me at a disadvantage.
Right. But
So
see, that's that selfishness though.
yeah.
If you're trying to build the scene, why not make it diverse? But here's the thing though. Ultimately, if black fans of, like, if black people in the UK are largely not fucking with or not rocking with the black rappers, or not
They
coming
don't know
out,
about them.
or
They
don't
don't know
know,
about them.
they
That's the
have to.
thing. They
Once
don't
y'all build
even
that
know.
scene there, once
That's
y'all
it.
build that
That's
scene
it.
there, and y'all
That's
got
it.
the people there, we
That's it.
in there. We
That's
good.
it. Yeah.
You
That's
know what I'm
it. Because
saying? Make them care. Like, don't worry about us in the US, because if
yeah.
that shit bubbling, we gonna go
Oh
over there.
God, yeah. Yeah, no,
You know
that's
how
the
we
thing.
work.
And the strength of the scene at the moment. So this is kind of how I started talking. Like there's a lot of we came from a massive, huge height and had a huge fall. There was a massive vacuum in talent, in organization, in structure. Now, past few years, Premier Battles started and took a huge, huge loss financially. In terms of, I guess, spirit and fight and whatnot. They had to claw back. Then, had big international event, then the pandemic hit, still consistently putting on. The academy system that they have to sort of feed through new talent has done really well in the past couple of years. They've just had a great Anarchy tournament platformed on King of the Dots Twitch. Bizzo Bond came through that, got some great battles through that. Bizzo, like, done so much, changed his style so much, so consistent, shown a level that he's never shown before. He's about to go and battle internationally. You had one of the best Bobby Rexes we've ever seen come through that, super focused, putting on great performances. Georgie Roots, great battles over there as well. No Leash Chat, brand new league. It's a London league. It's street. It's black owned.
I like them. I like them. I like it. It reminds me like the sweaty, the smoky room. Everybody in there talking shit. You know what I'm saying? I see it's just little elements of, like, they rapping, but everyone's so invested that if I shoot a stray at somebody else in the crew, they gonna step out. Yo, man, fuck them up, whatever. Like that type of attitude. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm watching that, I'm like, yeah, see, this is the essence right here. Immediately when you watch No Loose Chat,
feel it, right?
You kind of like, you sitting there, you like, nah, this is different, bro. This don't feel, this is grittier, this is more raw, but this different because it's UK shit. Okay, what they on? You know what I'm saying? So like, let's elevate that more. And I think as American media, for me personally, like, syncing up with you was dope. Syncing up with my man Tom, you know what I'm saying? Man, Tom Quee, like Battle Rap Resume. That's my man, 50 grand. It's like, it's dope syncing up with him because he has a different perspective on the scene, on how he breaks down battles, but we got this shared connection with it. I'm just like, yo, I know it's talent over there. And I'm petty, so I would love more than anything for one of these Rivers to come over here to one of these Trap House New Yorks, and one of these Jersey rooms and go crazy. I would love that. And I think we would like that shit too. Like the States, we like that. You come with something different, all right? We love Slick Rick over here. What you mean? Huh?
Right.
What we talking about?
Exactly. And I think the time is right now, especially like you say, that street influence, that authentic Black Britishness. Let me call it that. It's that Black British, that authentic Black British that feels like a Black experience that you can relate to. That is definitely very highlighted in America right now. You're seeing it in all sort of forms of entertainment.
The best actors right now. I mean, what is it? John Boyega, Daniel Lakuya, whatever the hell, Idris. Who's the homie that's in Canada? Is he British too? Like, it's
what's
mad.
that American? What's that thing called? American Man or something? I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, it's so many British, like, we rock with y'all. It's just I just think that, yeah, I get it though. I get it. The first representation of the British scene was highly Caucasian and very not street, not even street adjacent. Like I'm not a street guy, but I lived in the hood. You feel me? Like I was around enough to know what's what kind of. It's like you ain't even got that. Like this shit is straight up suburban cracking jokes, lunch table, American pie humor. I'm not going, not all the time. It's okay to be funny, but you making a kind of a joke out of it almost.
A mockery,
it almost feels like a mockery sometimes.
Yeah, that's it. Satire, or not satire.
Like,
what's the word?
Like it's a parody. Like it's
that's
Monty
it, parody.
Python and shit.
That's it, parody. That's it. Slapstick.
Like, bro, don't turn this shit into Monty Python. This shit means something. Like the elements of hip hop means something. Like this shit really come from the streets from people that really got to say something. And you can't tell me that people out there in the UK don't go through nothing or see nothing or observe this shit in a certain way or be able to paint a contrast. Come on now.
Exactly. Yeah, no, exactly. And I think there was a conscious effort for whatever reason. Whatever reason, it's irrelevant. But the battlers that were here at the time, I did a really dope stream the other day where there were a lot of the guys from that scene either rapping or like you had Bamalam rapper and also one of the guys behind Don't Flop talking about how difficult it was to book black battlers.
Wait, Jen, hold on a second. Hold on. Because you're speaking about this as if this happened. This is like something, this like epiphany happened recently. Like, does the scene overall understand and accept the fact that for a long time, black battle rappers were not being pushed to the forefront? Is that something that's universal throughout the scene, like that everyone feels that way, right? Like the power, even the guys that are empowered now, do they hear that and just say, oh, you guys just complaining, they're just not that good? Or do they hear it from y'all and say, okay.
I think there is somewhat of a division, and it's not black and white. It really isn't. Because on that stream as well, I had Bloodstro and Briggsy from Premier Battles on there as well, listening to the experiences and also talking about their like being in that environment at the time. They were guys who were there at the time talking about it sort of from I think there are people who are very conscious of it is a fact, and maybe because they were there at the time, it might be more difficult for them
to admit it because but
it's not even admitting it, because they do kind of admit it. They may not be but this is where I'm saying the division comes in. Then you have the other side who are like, no, you just don't get it. And they just weren't good enough, and like, why? I don't want to hear gun bars, and I don't want, like, it's not a race thing, and like this is what battle rap is. Like this is,
but it's coded though. To me, that sounds coded.
It's so
because when you say street, it means black.
So
I'm not stupid. I'm not dumb.
The amount of coding, like, so the other day when this went on, one of the things that I was very vocal about is this is hip hop. That is black culture. You need to understand and respect that. I was told you don't understand or respect King of Culture. And I'm like, what? And we're talking about racism in, this is an old league, doesn't exist. It's a rejects league. It's basically a league of rejects, and also the most base of that sort of humor. And racism, race was edgy humor was being used. And when you see edgy
humor,
not to say.
So then they look down on the street bars, but the racial bars or everything's that's fine though, right?
Oh no, literally there are comments. There are comments like this is what's fucked up about battle rap now. I remember when you used to have 3 bars of rape jokes, black jokes, and I don't know what the other thing was. And it's like, are you for real? Are you like, are you literally? There are several comments in response, literally saying, do you remember when we could do rape jokes though? Do you remember when it was all about rape jokes and race jokes? And it's like, are you fucking for real? Like, this is the level of we're at, you know.
There may be
And
a lane for that shit. There may be a lane for that parody, funny, ha bullshit. But let's not try to mix that in with the
this
other
is my
people.
thing. This is my
That's the
thing. This is
problem.
my thing.
Yeah, it
This is
takes
my
away
thing. It's like,
seriousness.
cool. Separate it then. If you're telling me I don't understand King of the Ronalds culture, well then what you're telling me is King of the Ronalds and that culture there is separate to battle rap and hip hop. Separate yourself then, yeah? Go over there and go and do your thing. You know, I will pay no attention to it because it's not my thing. And I will say nothing about your culture as long as it doesn't impede with what's going on over here. But from your calling it battle rap and you're in battle rap spaces and you're racist, I am going to call out racism, and I'm not going to have like, it's not acceptable for you to just tell me I don't get the joke. Like it's no.
You know, I just feel like there's this, again, it's coding, but it's like it for you to reduce a street battler or street battle rap style down to gun bars, that means either you're not listening or you don't respect what's going on. That second part is what I have a problem with and what I think you're hinting at. Oh, who wants to hear gun bars? As if anybody can just go up there and talk about guns like Rum Nitty. Like as if people can give you street stories like Easy or Chess. Like, what are you trying to
And
say? Really?
Also, and this is one of the ironies in it. Rivers can't go up there and do gun bars and be street, and be acceptable because it's not illegal, it's not whatever, it's just. But Shocks now. Shocks can go up there and spit what the fuck he wants.
Whatever he
You're
wants to
going to
say.
critique it and it's going to be fire and it's going to be dope writing. It's
That's
going to
my
be dope
problem.
writing.
So the street guys gotta they confine to a box of what they can rap about, because God forbid I'm actually a street dude who's actually probably done some of the shit that I'm writing about, but I can't say it because that's too easy or that's trite or that's cliche, even though it's my fucking life. But you can go up there and basically
it's not your life. That's
you
it.
go up there and basically do a Seth MacFarlane routine, some Family Guy, South Park bullshit, some Trey Parker throwaway jokes, and a couple of fucking lines that maybe halfway rhyme, and you good? Fuck you. I'm done. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
It's not even worth it. You get to, so you got a different set of rules. You got to, I hate that. I hate that. They do that shit to us in art. They do this to us in music. They do this to us in culture in general. When we tell our story, when we tell our point of view, when we give our references to what we going through, it's, oh, nah, man, that's not, whatever. That doesn't matter, man. That's trivial. You know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't take skill. It doesn't take skill to vividly paint a picture about how destitute you were, how poor you were, your living conditions, and why this person standing in front of you doesn't understand the opportunity that is in front of them. It takes fucking skill to do that. I'm sorry. Yes, there will be guns, there will be blood, there will be weapons, there will be fucking drugs. Because guess what? Every hood, these things are there. What are you talking about? So the hood, the streets where hip hop fucking comes from, doesn't have a voice in this culture, but that bullshit imported suburban fucking 2-family 3-car garage shit does. Fuck you.
That's it.
No.
That's it.
No, we good.
And then, you know, you also have black voices who co-sign the bullshit and tell me I don't get the joke. I'm being a social justice warrior and shit. Of sorts, like it's and that's the state that, you know, the scene is not that a moment at all. What is going on over here, the energy that is going on over here, the excitement is not that vibe at all. And is not, none of that is promoted. Like from what I see, you know, Premier Battles, Rap is Full, the Irish League, Beast Anglia, who am I missing out? Like I'm not seeing any of that energy or any of that, you know, being promoted. And it's a different feel, and like there's a lot of genuine excitement there. But like, so even like there's a dirty underbelly that is ready to bubble up, and I think in all areas of society, right, you're going to have some racists, you're going to have some people, even in black culture, who are racist, who have racist ideals, who, you know, or they pick and choose what they fuck with, whatever, you're going to have some racist support. I think in this country, there's a lot more of that racism or ignorance or just intolerance, even whatever it is. There's far more of a nasty underbelly.
Yeah. It's almost this condescension. It's this narcissism. It's this like, oh, that's cool, black guy. Or, hey, well, let's get a couple black guys in here for just to add to the aesthetic. We don't really care about what they got going. That tongue in cheek, wink and a nod type of thing that goes on. No, but you know what though?
But that's UK battle rap.
But you know what though? I want to go back to something you said. I'm sorry for talking too much.
No,
Just stop me if this is your show. I'm sorry. But it's something that really sort of bugs me is like, you know, people do the whole free speech thing, right? Like, yo, it's just a joke, or it's battle rap, it's free expression and all that stuff, right? Which, okay, it's fine. But when you have a scene such as you described that kind of keeps street voices stifled and there's no return on the back end, right? The thing that makes battle rap dope is when you have diversity of thought. At least there's a yin and a yang where now I can have somebody go up there and counteract what you just said. You know what I'm saying? And have the people decide how they feel about it. But when you stifle street voices and at the same time you're elevating these other voices that are not street, and it's like you're picking sides almost. And then to make the free speech argument where other people are like, we don't even get a chance to speak up. I could see at least if we got a chance to say something back, but we can't. And y'all saying some bullshit right
now. Not a level playing field.
It's not
all
level.
Free speech is not free speech.
So you make your black jokes, but at least have a black guy. Well, what was that shit you said over there? You know what I'm saying? Have that happen too. If it's gonna be equal, let it.
And the thing is, it's not even so much necessarily what goes on in the battle, because, like you say, I mean, there's no such thing really as free speech. And for me, in battle rap, there's no really going too far. Like, nothing is really off the table. Say what you want, just be prepared to face the consequences. Like, just be prepared that, you know, not everyone thinks the same way you do. So you might not think you're going too far, but if he does and he punches you in the face, you're going to have to hold that. You're going to have to hold that. That's the consequence, right? Yeah. That's it, you know, and you, whatever. But that's in the ring. So much of this is outside, or it's in the narrative, or like you say, in the co-opting or the preventing. It's that pervasiveness. It's not even the stuff. It's not even down to what, you know.
Wait, you froze, Jen.
Just even the fact that you 5 years ago, a black guy go over to one of these leagues. Am I good now?
Yeah.
Am I good?
You getting there? You good now? You good now? Go ahead.
A little delay.
Just a little bit.
Delay. Mic check. Good. I think we're back in the room.
I think we're good.
Yeah, you could have, you know, a guy go over with three rounds of great structured material, great writing, you know, really put time and effort into taking down his opponent, and then he's up against 3 rounds of race humor and, you know, jokes that entertain, that the crowd is going wild for, and the scene is already set that we don't fuck with that street rap.
Exactly.
So even if you can go up there and counteract that narrative, like, no one's here for it. No one's here for it. And because also
they've already set the agenda from the jump.
We know where the lines are. We know where the power structure is. We know, we can, even now there are people who can come out publicly, loudly on huge fucking platforms and say blackface is a joke. Like, even downplay that whole thing. Like, it's acceptable. Like, now there are people who still are like, you're a sensitive social justice warrior who's trying to censor battle rap, our battle rap. Who the fuck do you think you are?
But who the fuck? Who are these black people that think that this is okay? Who are these people? Jerry Seinfeld voice. Who are these people? I don't get it. In no way, shape, or
Well, one of them,
form.
like I say, a black battler himself.
Come on, B. In
Hulk.
no way, shape, or form
Mm,
in any black arena of entertainment should blackface be acceptable. There's a defined
yeah,
history of
yeah,
blackface in this
yeah.
country, and various
Mm,
actors who are held down,
mm,
degraded, and forced to fucking
mm.
perform in blackface. Minstrel
Minstrel
shows were a
shows. Yeah.
big deal, and it was a
Mm,
caricature. It was a mockery
mhm,
of you. What makes
mhm,
us us, our skin,
mm,
our lips, our faces, our
mm,
being, what we like, who we love,
mm,
how we talk, how we communicate. It
mm.
was a mockery of what we stood for.
That's it.
It was a mockery of our culture that carries on to this day, that reverberates out to this
That's
day, that says
that's
if it
it.
comes from black people, it is not as quality
Mm,
as everywhere else. Why
mm,
would you, as a black person, help perpetuate that?
mm,
Why?
mm.
And then you dismiss anybody who tells you this history as a
That's
social justice warrior?
that's it. And I think part of it is because for some of these people, maybe it's like that get in to fit in type thing, and maybe they have that in their lives and their cultures anyway before they even came into battle rap. They're not
Yeah.
necessarily comfortable in their blackness,
Right.
and they
Right.
like the adoration of these little racist sycophants who will, it's like, okay, I have to tolerate a certain level of race humor and make it a joke because otherwise they won't respect me. Like I will lose them. I will lose that audience. I will lose that power. But if I make it a safe space for them, if I open my arms to them and say, you know, this, no, like anyone else is just being sensitive and you've got a bit of power behind you, or you've got a bit of a name, or you've got a bit of
Right.
a following, whatever, then, you know, I think certain people are, you know, they're like I say, they're not comfortable in their blackness, but also they don't want to lose their racist fan base.
Why does it have to only work one way though? That's the problem I have, right? Like if those same people said, listen, we're gonna make our race jokes, we're gonna
Mm,
crack on other stuff or whatever the case might be. But yo, if you want to come in here, African necklaces on and
mm,
talk that black power shit
mm,
and that real shit, we
mm,
welcome that too.
mm,
If they did that, cool. But since the vibe is that shit is bullshit anyway, and we're gonna ridicule and laugh at that and downgrade that
mm,
and treat y'all like second class, like
mm.
rappers, second class artists. It's so crazy how a lot of the tropes that were used to like kind of hold us down and hold our culture back continuously get used, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yo, you're just being sensitive. You don't
Mm,
understand. You how the
mm,
fuck don't I understand? This is black
mm.
culture from black people from the
Right.
streets of where the fuck we're from.
Right.
No, bitch, you don't
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
You don't.
Mm,
What you're calling battle rap is
mm,
some bullshit.
mm,
How do I not get it?
mm,
You can't tell me I don't
mhm,
get it. I'm from
mm,
here. This is
mm.
my shit. That's where I feel like the effort needs to be. And
The
whoever doesn't like it needs to hit the door. I don't want to be in your club anyway.
the
What?
black man who made the flyer, the black man who made the flyer with the black face on it and the card called Blacks versus Whites, he actually said to me, because I said, you know, I called him a coon or something, and
Rightfully
he
so.
said something, yeah, he said, like, I'm the coon. Look at me. I don't even look back. Where am I, from Syria or something? And then he said, I I talk like a coon. Like how do you not even understand the levels of what you're doing
I don't
right
think he
now?
understands. He didn't
Do
get
you
it.
not? Where's your perception? I'm calling you someone who is anti-black for promoting a blatantly racist and divisive. Oh, it was also divisive, black versus white. Like it,
Right.
I'm calling you a coon for that, and you're telling me about how I speak. I speak too well to be black. Is that what you're saying?
What? Like,
That's
bro,
what you're
you're
telling me.
hypocritical already.
Like,
His critique, like
you
he
just
doesn't
don't
even make any
understand
sense.
this. Like,
Yeah.
you can't talk to me. Talk to your white friends who get it, or talk to your black family. Like, ask
Come
them
on, man.
why the image is not acceptable and why somebody would be pissed off and call you a coon for doing that. Like,
Exactly.
it's
Any black person who is engaged in perpetuating
mm,
stereotypes, caping for or
mm,
trying to actively work for the fucking oppression,
mm,
the trivialization, the characterizing, all of that stuff, if you're working as an agent for that mission to make us look like less than, you are a coon.
That's it.
That's what a coon is.
That's exactly that, right?
There's no other word for it. That's what it is.
No.
You're caping for something that is designed to make people look at your people in a negative light. Sir, you think when you made that flyer, they wasn't laughing at your ass? Look at the black guy.
They were laughing with him.
It's one of the things, like, right? Oh, no, man, the black guy made it. Like,
yeah.
So
And that's it. And that was
like him. He's cool. He allows me to be racist to his face. But try that shit on them.
That's it.
Come after something that they like.
Yeah.
I love everybody, but do that shit with Jewish people.
Well, I think the thing was, like, it was, so that league was a place for anyone, and anyone could get it type thing. But like you say, like, when the landscape is already an uneven playing field,
right?
It's and also, like, let's not act like the landscape of life of the UK, it is not an equal landscape anyway. The history of black people in this country, in any country, your white jokes are not the same as my black jokes.
Exactly.
Like,
and until they
literally a joke.
Until our jokes are looked at the same, we're like, they're trying to get somewhere where we're not there yet, sir. We're not in a place where you can just harmlessly make these jokes or make these allusions to things that didn't actually happen that long ago.
That's it.
You don't get to do that. We're not there yet. At least let UK black rappers and artists tell their story first. And then we can get to your fucking like act or parody, or then and that'll be looked at as diversity, right? In the US, when we see a white battler, we're like, okay, well, that's different, right? No other facet of things do we look at people and say, oh, white guy here. Oh, this is one of the few cultures that is like that. And we keep it like that because this is native to us, right? Like, and I think even the white battlers and the white MCs and stuff over here understand that, and they welcome that, and they're happy to be guests and be part of the culture, and they treat that shit with a certain dignity. Listen to how Mike P talks, like listen to how Iron Solomon talks. There's respect, there's reverence, there's fucking understanding of the intricacies of the thought, just the overall gist of the culture, the energy, and they've accepted that, and they understand who they are. They understand who they are, and with that, they humbly step into this culture, not looking to change something, but to add to it. That's an ally.
That's it. Exactly that. Exactly that. Exactly that. But we've got it flipped on the head. But like I said, it's not. I don't think. Or I didn't think until I saw this, this.
Wait a minute.
An instant, didn't think it in a way that it's kind of been brought now, but where the energy is totally away from that. And there is so much energy coming out of No Loose Chat. There is so much talent and potential coming out of there that the scene is going to move quickly, and that audience who don't fuck with UK battle rap, let them find battle rap in the UK and Ireland, and they'll start to and I have a big feeling that it will take, like, what we've got going on over here is great. We don't need American cosigns. We don't need international battlers. We don't need that. We really.
But we're gonna cover the we gonna cover the real shit, though.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
So if it's real, is what Rex say? Is as long as it's gangsters in the building, I'm right at home. Yeah. Right? As long as they talking that shit, people gonna listen.
And I think that audience here that fucks with battle rap in general, but not UK battle rap, when I think that audience will come from that international look. We don't need the look, but for that to expand, we need to. They just don't know it exists. They just don't know it exists now.
Once the guys build up and Smack says we're going back to the UK and we get the guys that is representing that, I feel like the national, when you have a sea change, it's like, oh, now we do this over here too. So it's coming.
I'm trying to do a lot of sort of crossing the bridge type content where I'm gonna, so like I did a show the other day with Paris and Paris from No Loose Chat, Lee Gona and Kells from Kel's Murder Management, OSBL, the
Mm-hmm.
parallels between their stories, their leagues, their experiences right now were crazy. Like literally they're doing the same things, just the opposite side of the Atlantic. And I think so much of that is going on, but people just don't quite realize it. So I've got Monday, I've got Dev the Demon coming on with Yendeezy. Two of them are going to have a little chat together, and I'll do a lot more of that sort of stuff to really, you know, try and spotlight what we've got going on here and showing that it's not UK battle rap. Like, it's not that dirty word anymore. You can relate to it. You can tap in. Like, and yeah, it's that new wave.
Right.
To bring it full circle, it's the next thing that everyone's going to be talking about.
You know what? You know what's so funny? Just the button this one up. It's funny because I'm getting a little bit of deja vu, because I had a similar conversation with my guy Nico out in the West Coast, who does his work covering the West. And man, it had to be maybe about 4 years ago. And he said to me, Tone, you talk all that stuff about the West Coast, man. The West Coast is building something, man. I'm telling you, we coming, we gonna kick in the door. And I'll be damned if 4 years later, you know what I mean? Gotti got 2 belts. B-Dot's killing. Danny's killing. Real name Brandon in the championship. Like, the whole West Coast is bubbling right now. And he called it early on. So, Jen, you doing a service. You're doing something that I think people are going to remember. It may be thankless now. It may be thankless now, but people will look back like you was one of the people that really make that happen.
It's not even thanks that, and not that I do it for thanks, but I think because like I have genuine relationships with a lot of these guys. So even something is small, you know, oh, so and so saw my battle or commented or retweeted something, like just even like that sort of the small recognitions, the small crossover things that are starting to happen. And anything as well that I have a part, like I'm getting thanks, and the thanks is just seeing it. Like, because I genuinely care about this shit and these people in our scene over here. Like, I genuinely care. So every day it's like I'm getting blessings or seeing blessings. Like every day, like it's worthwhile and it's paying off. So yeah.
So every drop in the bucket counts. I'm telling you, every single one of them. Every single one of them. Even when it's not. Even when you put out something like, this is great work, and then it goes up and people are like, it's cool, doesn't get the traction. And then months later, you look back on your YouTube comments and you see a comment from somebody. It's on a video that's a little older. And it's like, yo, this is so good. I can't believe I've never seen this before. And it's just like, you know what I mean? That type of shit is the shit that I go back to. I'm like, wow. Like, people, you know what I mean? It's a timelessness into the stuff that you're doing when you're doing it well. So I definitely appreciate you and the whole UK scene, man, for real. I got to go out there when the COVIDs clear up. So
yeah, you do. I think they open up the borders in November. Borders open up. I'm sure there'll be some, especially next year. I think this year we'll see what happens, but next year there'll definitely be some big things. Era versus era. I'm going to wrap up as well because I need to start my other job now. But yeah, it's a shame I didn't get to talk to you. We have to have another conversation because I think we left out a lot still. Or you know, there's always stuff to talk about. It's
a ton. I'm sorry if I was too verbose here.
No, it was perfect, and I love conversations. I don't like interviews per se. I like dialogue. I think one of the reasons why I don't do maybe more recaps or predictions or so, because sometimes it's just I hear a lot of my own voice already. So certain times just me talking to a camera is really boring for me. And just reading off a list of questions is also really boring. Someone like you, and another thing I do, my cheat code is I only really talk to people who I want to know something from. Or who like there's something valuable there. Like there's number one, I fuck with what you do. You're interesting, but it's like the best way for me to get that is to talk to you directly. Yeah, I could go and watch 4 or 5 of your feet, and I do watch. I tune into Black Compass as much as I can anyway. So, but yeah, I like directly talking and the natural conversation. So yeah, it's been dope. It's been
definitely. We gotta sync up again. I told you before. I got you and Phoenix battle the sexes. Black Compass. We can get into this media stuff, man. But the work that you're doing out there, I think is really important. It's honest work, it's good work, and stuff like that. And keep pushing, keep striving, keep building. You know what I mean? The people that are out here like myself that are also making content, we know how easy it's not, right? Like we know. And but nah, keep staying in there. As long as you stay in the pocket, you're doing something that's really, really, really important. You know what I mean? And appealing to a whole other demographic of people. Like at least I mean, hip hop has been around for a minute. You know what I mean? What I'm doing ain't super new over here, but you got a whole new canvas that you can help create, and there'll be a lot of people who watch what you do and say, "Yo, I think I want to do that as well, or I can build onto that." So continue to pursue it. You know what I mean? I'm a fan. I'll be watching. Yeah. Well, sometimes y'all talk fast to be hard to understand, but other than that.
Yeah, we can work on that, and you can. We'll work on the tongue. You work on the ears. Like we'll meet somewhere in the middle.
Right. Makes sense.
I appreciate that, and thank you for all the support and encouragement, and for coming on and just having such a dope chat with me. It's been fun.
Yeah, and just before I go, I just want to shout out my whole team, Black Compass Media. Shout out to Driz, Polo Cola. You know what I'm saying? Posey and the whole team, the whole society, man. Everybody that's into battle rap. Summer Madness 11 this weekend. We'll be judging the tournament, the finals, the championship, real name Brandon versus MVP. And then the card is just packed full of great matches, right? So make sure y'all tune in, man. Tony, bro, follow me on hit me up at the Black Compass, DA Black Compass on Twitter. One word. From there, you'll see my personal Twitter, or you'll just be in the battle rap streets. You'll see me post something that you don't like. Feel free to comment. I'm vocal. And, y'all stay up and be healthy and be humble and happy and all that shit. I say positive. I'm getting old. I say positive shit before I leave. Like, stay straight up, man. If you got kids, hug them. If you got a girl, kiss her. Like, nigga, be happy. This world right now is on some other shit. So, that being said,
I love that. Thank you so much. And shout out to you, shout out to your whole team, shout out to everyone in the comments. I appreciate everyone tuning in. Hit the like on your way out, or if you're catching this on the recap. And if you don't already, subscribe, share this, talk about it, do all of that good stuff. And I'll be back. I don't know when I'll be back. I've got loads more content. I think I've got Lex Luthor coming on next week. I said, fucks with Lex and I battle. Yeah, crazy what they're doing over there. And Yendeezy and Dev the Demon, and I'll be doing some other things. Wednesday will be my regular ladies show. We'll either be talking about the women, having women on talking about the men, whatever, but it will be women and battle rap focused. So I'll line up some cool guests for next Wednesday. We are out. Thank you everyone who's been here this whole time. Salute, Tony.
Salute.
Done.
All right.
We ended. Why hasn't it said ended yet? Did I freeze?
Probably.
Okay. Because I've end and now I'm acting like I have